What if you stepped off a bus in a small town, ordered a slice of pie, and got arrested for murder before you could even take a bite? That's exactly what happens to Jack Reacher in the explosive first episode of Reacher Season 1. And by the end of the episode, what looks like a simple murder case turns into something far more personal and dangerous. The episode opens with a mysterious and brutal murder. A man is running through a field at night, desperately trying to escape. Suddenly, gunshots ring out. The victim is killed, and the killer goes to extreme lengths to hide the evidence. Right away, the show tells us this isn't going to be a simple crime story. Then we meet Jack Reacher. A former U.S. Army military police officer, Reacher arrives in the quiet town of Margrave, Georgia. He owns almost nothing, carries no luggage, and seems like a guy just passing through town. But trouble has a way of finding Reacher. Reacher heads to a local diner, planning to grab some food and learn more about a blues musician connected to the town. Before he can enjoy his meal, police officers storm in and arrest him for murder. Think about that. Reacher has been in town for only a short time, yet he's already the prime suspect in a homicide investigation. The local police believe the stranger who just arrived must be the killer. At the station, Detective Oscar Finley begins questioning him. But here's where things get interesting. Instead of acting nervous, Reacher starts analyzing the crime scene details like an expert investigator. His military background becomes obvious immediately. He notices things that most people would never catch. While Finley remains suspicious, Officer Roscoe Conklin isn't convinced Reacher is guilty. Roscoe quickly realizes that Reacher doesn't behave like a murderer. In fact, he seems more interested in solving the crime than hiding from it. This episode does a great job setting up the chemistry between Reacher, Roscoe, and Finley, a trio that will drive much of the season's investigation. Things get even stranger when Reacher is thrown into jail. A group of inmates suddenly decides to attack him. Big mistake. The attackers clearly expected an easy target. Instead, they discover that Reacher is a highly trained former military investigator who can handle himself in a fight. The fight scene is one of the episode's biggest highlights and gives viewers their first real look at how dangerous Reacher can be when pushed. But here's the bigger question. Why would someone want Reacher dead so quickly? If he really is an innocent traveler, who is afraid of him? As investigators continue examining the evidence, cracks begin appearing in the case against Reacher. Security footage and timelines don't line up. The police slowly realize they may have arrested the wrong man. Meanwhile, another key character, Paul Hubble, starts acting suspiciously. His behavior suggests he knows much more about the murder than he's willing to admit. This is where Episode 1 shifts from a murder mystery into a larger conspiracy story. The town of Margrave starts looking less like a peaceful southern community and more like a place full of secrets and corruption. Then comes the moment that changes everything. Reacher learns the identity of the murder victim, and the victim isn't a stranger. It's his brother, Joe Reacher. Suddenly, this is no longer just another case. This is personal. Joe had been investigating something before his death, and now Jack realizes that whatever got his brother killed is still operating inside Margrave. The entire direction of the season changes in that moment. Reacher isn't leaving town anymore. He's staying, and he's going to find out who murdered his brother. By the end of Episode 1, several major questions remain unanswered. Who killed Joe Reacher? Why was Reacher framed for murder the moment he arrived? What secrets is Paul Hubble hiding? And how deep does the corruption inside Margrave really go? Episode 1 succeeds because it introduces an intimidating hero, a compelling mystery, and a deeply personal reason for Reacher to stay and fight. It sets up the entire season while delivering action, suspense, and one unforgettable twist. What was your favorite moment from Episode 1? The diner arrest, the jail fight, or the shocking reveal about Joe Reacher? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the Episode 2.